Welcome to the Fleet Geeks podcast. We're here to help develop fleet and transport professionals. Do you want to progress and develop your skills and knowledge? We promise to bring lively conversation and debate around interesting issues and keep you bang up to date with changes in our awesome industry. The Fleet Geeks are a community of professionals, and if you enjoy the podcast, why not join the discussion for free in the Fleet Geek community over on Facebook.
Mike Vickers, the red light is rolling, mate.
There we are, red light rolling. We don't say it comes round, doesn't it? The red light time, and here we are, ready to.
Hoping it's going to behave itself, mate, because it hasn't been so far this morning.
We've had some technical issues, but there we go. That's.
Hopefully, we're not going to have any on Thursday, which is what we're talking about.
What's
here.
happening on Thursday then, Pete?
Well, that's what the podcast is all about, mate. It's a bit of a surprise, mate. If you could imagine Christmas, Halloween and fireworks all wrapped into one, you'd not even quite come close to how excited Thursday's going to be.
Oh, even I'm excited about it.
So we're recording this. Today so we're going to time this one. Normally we try and make evergreen content, but today we're going to have a bit of fun. We're recording this on Friday the 17th of March, and it's going to be going out on Monday the 20th?
Yeah, wouldn't it? Yeah,
Monday the 20th for
the
Fleet Geeks podcast on Monday the 20th, because on Thursday the 23rd, we have got our first ever transport briefing.
How about that, eh? How about that? Our first ever transport briefing.
What do you reckon, Mike?
I think it's very exciting, isn't it? It's a first, as you say, like a first for us. I know we've been talking about it for a little while now, and it's just another way of getting the message out there, isn't there? Really, in terms of what we're trying to do in the with engaging with the industry, and I guess we're not without giving too much away about numbers. So the numbers I've seen so far have been quite encouraging. I think we've had quite a bit of support.
It's been, for a first event, it's looked really popular for us, and we're really pleased with that. There's a few spaces left, so if you're listening to this and you fancy popping to Peterborough on Thursday evening, hopefully you listen to this on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday beforehand, give us a shout, sign up for it, but there should be a little bit of space. We've got quite a big room available to us, we're looking forward to welcoming as many people as we can, really, for the transport briefings. We're looking to do them quarterly, aren't we, Mike?
Yes, it's right. Yeah, I suppose it's an idea. Doing webinars and doing stuff online is great, but it's nothing beats really face to face stuff, is there? And meeting people. Let's face it. Where we are in Peterborough, it's we're not we're well connected, so it's not difficult to get to.
No, absolutely. So we're on the. It's at our HQ, which is right on the main industrial estate in Peterborough called Fengate. Many of you truckers out there who have been driving before no doubt will have done a delivery of some description to Fengate in your time, I'm sure.
Perkins.
Absolutely, yeah. So we're sort of right here in the thick of it, and there's going to be some light refreshments and bits and pieces, and plenty of networking and people to chat to. You can obviously come and meet Mike and I, who are clearly going to be the stars of the show.
Absolutely.
And then we've got these other speakers who are coming along, but all you really need to know is Mike and I are talking. Sorry, Karen. Sorry, Natalie. We are just joking.
No, I'm very much looking forward to hearing Karen and Natalie talk.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, what are they? Let's deal with what's Natalie going to bring to the table?
Yeah, so Natalie's been on the podcast. So for those that have listened to, she's been on a half dozen things podcast, actually, not Fleet Geeks. But Natalie she's our insurance broker as well. So Natalie heads up Goodson's insurance brokers, who are based in Peterborough. They are a boutique insurance brokers who focus primarily on fleet operators.
Boutique. I've never heard the term boutique and truck operators in the same sentence.
I know, right? Sexy, isn't it? I'll make it sound right sexy.
Yeah.
I think Natalie's going to like that. I think she's going to steal it. But no, yeah, I've come across this. What's this boutique term come from? I think I bought it along from. It's kind of like this specialised sort of small
niche
type business. Yeah, it's boutique, isn't it?
Yeah, niche. I think niche makes it sound too small, doesn't it? So it's a big area, and I know Goodson's are well known in the industry.
Absolutely, yeah. Natalie's got a very enviable customer list for sure. And we're really pleased that she's agreed to come along. She really does know her onions when it comes to insurance. That's for sure. And the feedback I've had, I've put her into a few of our customers, and they've been dead impressed with the service she offers. So, and she's going to be talking about insurance, risk, how you can save on your insurance, what you can do as a fleet, the things you can start to think about to help protect you. And obviously, she's not just going to be pitching her business, she's going to be there just sharing some information. So hopefully it's going to be some good value for the people that come along. Really excited to hear from Natalie. Like I say, she is a real expert in the insurance field. She really understands, and she'll be able to field questions. There'll be a bit of a Q&A. Obviously, young drivers is always an issue, drivers with points, bits and pieces like that. So she can start to look at some of the things that you as a fleet can do proactively to protect your insurance premium as best you can.
Yeah, you can't undervalue a boutique knowledge enough, really, can you? Especially in this industry. And I think insurance is something that operators tend to probably not give as much thought to as they need to. Quite often it's looked as a kind of bit of a distress purchase, really, isn't it? You need to buy insurance to stay legal, but if you've made the wrong decision with the wrong broker, it's going to come back and bite you on the backside. And
that's the tricky thing, isn't it? You never really know how good your insurance is until it's too late.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think with Natalie, one of the things I really like about it, and I think a lot of our clients who use her like, is that you get to know her and her team. She's got I'm not sure exactly how many claims handlers and people she's got in the business, but you get to know them by name. You get your own person, and you just you get to know them by name, which I think is really important, building that rapport with people. Whereas a lot of brokers who are, a lot of the private brokers are getting bought up by the big companies, and they're becoming a little bit faceless, aren't they?
And if you phone a helpline somewhere connected to a giant insurance company, then the person on the other end of that phone is not going to understand about our business,
Absolutely.
not going to understand about our industry and the challenges we face, and it's just going to be get customer service by numbers kind of thing. Whereas I think that personal boutique touch is
absolutely
is vital.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting to know your handler by first name terms. You'll have your own account manager, and away you go. So I think that's fantastic. And then we've got Karen Crisp from Convey. Do you remember Karen from when you were at Logistics UK?
Yes, I do. And we met up with Karen at an event. I was with you. I can't remember where it was now. It was
Tesco Durft.
Oh, that's right. Yes. So Karen's got a good history in the industry again in that area, hasn't she?
She was commercial at RHA and at Logistics UK, I think.
Yeah.
And in her current role, she works for Convey, who are a software provider, and she's talking about safety and technology in the fleet sector. So I've not been too closely managing what's going on. It's been down to our fantastic marketing and events lady, Tracy, for Flagship, who's been busy organising the speakers and making sure people are in the right place at the right time and all that sort of thing. So, I know Karen's talking about safety and technology, which I feel she's well positioned to sort of speak about that.
It's using technology to its best advantage, really, isn't it? And helping us in the fleet sector manage our vehicles and drivers safely.
So then I've heard that Tracy's asked some geezer called Mike to come along and share a bit.
Yeah, I've kind of been press ganged into it.
What you got up your sleeve, mate? What you got up your sleeve if people want to come along?
Yeah, it's I'm going to be talking about Mind the Gap, and it's not something to do with the London Underground and a light in a train. It's to do with the skills gap between somebody passing a Transport Manager Certificate of Professional Competence, TMCPC exam, and actually being a transport manager. So that, I think it's widely recognised, and it hopefully it will start a little bit of a debate about where we're going in as an industry with the Transport Manager exam. Is it still fit for purpose? Does it serve a purpose, and does it serve those people who qualify on that the exam? Does it give them the right skills necessary to step up, if you like, from going into the next phase, which is actually being a TM? Not all TMs, not all people who pass the exam will go on to be named on an operator's license, and sometimes that's not what that's not what they're there about. They may support a licence holder. They may be there for some contingency planning, but nevertheless, they will be sort of holding the reins. And I often think about it as
Hi, it's Pete from Flagship Partners. We're really proud to sponsor the Fleet Geeks podcast. Flagship Partners offer a range of consultancy and training services to ensure that our customers remain compliant and have the best possible knowledge to be able to fulfill their work. If you're interested in support with any of our safety, HR or compliance services, or you want to train to be a transport manager or need driver CPC training, give us a call today.
With a transport manager, when somebody comes on a course and passes the exam, you're thinking about them. On a wet Wednesday afternoon, would you be happy with them running your fleet? Can you trust them? Have they got the skills and knowledge, and can they apply that skills and knowledge when it really matters? In the sort of general hub and run of things. So I'll be investigating that. It's really hopefully some people will get something out of it. In terms of learning about Transport Manager, that part of it, and hopefully they'll it'll start a wider debate in the industry around why are we going with this Transport Manager exam. The fact that I was doing some research this morning, and freight between the UK and the EU, freight has diminished. Since sort of I think it was 2015. From 2015 to 2022, there has been a 36% drop in the number of UK in the amount of freight being shipped from the UK into Europe by UK hauliers. And that's not saying that freight isn't still going some way, but that's by UK hauliers. So my wonder is, does the international part of the exam, which everybody now has to complete and take, irrespective of the license type they're having, is that still fit for purpose, or should we go back to a time where there's a national and an international opportunity for the exam? So hopefully that'll open that debate up. But we've been discussing Transport Manager just recently, and the fact that we're going to be a little bit honest here. We do struggle to make a breakthrough into that market and getting numbers onto our courses. So what do you think that might be, Pete? What's the...
Yeah, absolutely. I think for a start, I think I'm really interested to hear what you've got to say on Thursday. So hopefully people who want to learn more will be able to come along and have a listen, mate. But I think with regards to Transport Manager CPC, we've been running it as a business now for just over a year. We've been accredited by SILT as a learning partner for just over a year doing the Transport Manager, and actually it's not been a runaway success in that our first time pass rate's incredible. We've done fantastic quality training, and we've had fantastic feedback as well. But we've just struggled for numbers, being brutally honest. And I think it's interesting because I've been reflecting on it, and I think that the tricky thing is that the trade organisations seem to have Transport Manager CPC sewn up.
Yeah.
And we're really struggling to make a breakthrough. I think if people are listening to this and they do Transport Manager CPC training, I'm interested to hear what you do that works so well, because we've tried numerous stuff, paid ads and what have you, and ultimately it's been a real challenge. And what we end up having to do is kind of fight to the bottom, and we're really struggling to break out of the competing with those people who are selling it for the cheapest possible price. Yeah. Considering we're still, I think we're at thick end of $1,000 off the price against the trade organisation. So, but we're probably also about double the price of a really cheap or the cheapest that I've seen for the offering. So we sit very much in the middle ground as a quality independent operator, which is where from a strategic point of view, is where I've pitched Flagship Partners as a business. And I think it's not been it's not run away with it as quickly as I thought. And I know these things take time, but we are sort of a year in, so I'm not thinking for us to do away with it anytime soon. And I know we've got a lot of plans in the pipeline about offering a blended option
online,
and we're sort of building online options as well, which I think is going to be I think that'll be really popular, because I think there's only a few businesses that really offer that as an option, and I think that we're really going to be a really credible alternative, and we're going to have an innovative approach to that. So I think that's going to be quite exciting when that comes out later this year. But yeah, ultimately, from a classroom point of view, I guess it's a challenge because the other issue we've got is we're in Peterborough, so we're kind of competing with. There's quite a bit of competition locally.
Yeah, there is. Obviously, we're in the same town as one of the big trade organisations, and so that I thought that might be an advantage rather than a disadvantage because people might want to come and give us a go. But we've always had that. We've always had the philosophy. I mean, Peter discussed this many times. We've always had the philosophy that it's and linking back to what I'm going to talk about on Thursday. The philosophy that we're not just a factory for getting people through the exam, because you can do that if you cheat slightly and cheat the system slightly by just I know some training organisations, they will literally just for the whole second part of the week or the second week will just get candidates doing paper after paper after paper, and they just learn the questions. And that's never been our philosophy. We want to give people not just the opportunity to pass the exam, but give people the opportunity to step into that role as a transport manager with no gaps in their knowledge, or with as very few as gaps as we can possibly muster. So it's not just about getting people to pass an exam, it's about giving them the quality of the training, opening their eyes to some of the things that happen in the industry, and hopefully better preparing them for the role rather than just simply getting them a bit of paper at the end of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the key thing is that we're keen to speak to bigger corporate businesses around their transport manager offering. I think is the key thing that if you're listening and you're a company that train multiple transport managers, we'd like to have a chat with you and understand who you're using and why you're choosing to use them, and how Flagship can help offer more than just a transport manager qualification, but actually understanding the skill set and the gap that's required between fulfilling that exam and actually carrying out the role, because we're looking to not just get people passing the exam, but actually deliver to you good quality transport managers who are competent to do a good job for you.
Absolutely. So last but by no means least, then, Pete, this star speaker that we've got, I'm kind of guessing that the sort of headline act might be somebody we know reasonably well.
So interestingly, I'm talking about earned recognition. So I really wanted to talk about ongoing culture and CPD challenges in organisations, but I'll have to save that for a later date because I quite enjoy talking about those things these days. But yeah, earned recognition is really exciting, and I think I'm going to do my bit to try and promote it as a really good quality scheme for people to join. That it isn't as big and scary as many people perceive it to be. And that actually the earned recognition team are really good quality professionals who will help you become a better organisation. And the audit process is fantastic. It's really, really robust. And I'm going to give people a bit of insight into what to expect if they were interested in going through the earned recognition process.
Yeah, that sounds. A lot of people. I looking at earned recognition. I think it's gaining traction now, isn't it? I think it was people were very wary of it to start with for no reason, but it is gaining traction now, and I think that in the fullness of time, I think it will be the standard as opposed to something that only the top operators do, which of course it isn't. The earned recognition is full of operators of a small and medium size that just want to work and operate to the highest standards, and without that sort of onerous myth that they think is there. So looking forward to that, because I need to catch up a little bit with earned recognition myself, to be fair. So. Well,
there you go. Your opportunity is on Thursday, mate. So we're looking forward to it. Hopefully you'll join us. We are looking to do these on a quarterly basis. So do keep in touch. Certainly, if you haven't already, email Tracy at flagshippartners.co.uk, and she'll put you on the mailing list for the future events if you haven't heard about it. We look forward to seeing you in Peterborough on Thursday, the 23rd of March 2023. Obviously, if you're listening to this after that date, it's a shame you missed it.
It was a great event.
Yeah,
it was a great
absolutely
event.
fantastic.
The cake was amazing. The speakers were wonderful. It was a great event.
Absolutely incredible event, and make sure you sign up to the future ones, right? And then just whilst we're at it, and we're talking about CPD for transport managers, I've been told that we don't plug the Fleet Geeks peer-to-peer group quite enough on the pod. So here I am to tell you or remind you that not only is the Fleet Geeks podcast freely available to you, we also have free networking, which occurs on I think it's the second or third Saturday of the month, and also on the last Wednesday of the month at 10 a.m. So you got a Saturday option and a Wednesday option for free networking with John and myself. And also we do the peer-to-peer group, which is a fantastic mentoring program. It is a paid-for service, but it's absolutely fantastic. And I open it up to you on a trial free basis for the first month, so you can come along and see how it is. No hard sell from us at all, but it's a really good opportunity for you to develop. And if you employ transport managers, it's a great thing to put them onto, to be able to help develop them as well, because they get mentored by peers who know their own peers, and also our mentors who really do know their onions.
Yeah, absolutely. I think everybody involved in that group so far has had incredibly good value out of it, and we've all learnt from it, to a great extent. So can't recommend that enough.
Brilliant. Thanks, Mike. Catch you soon, and thanks for listening.
Lovely. See you all on Thursday.
Yeah, see you Thursday. Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please share with your friends and colleagues too. Join us for free on Facebook with the Fleet Geeks community for transport and fleet managers. Fleet Geeks offers ongoing professional development, networking and mentoring too. So get in touch with me, Pete Rushmer, on any social media platform to find out more.